conventions are going to look like in this country in the future, we may want to reconsider whether we hold them in places like this. Back to you, Walter.
Jack, thank you. Meantime, we will be talking to you in a few more minutes, Jack, but along with what's happening in New York, what's important to us here in Illinois is the politics of Alan Keyes, the Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate, who is on the other end of a live camera right now in Birmingham, Alabama. Good morning to you, Mr. Keyes, in Birmingham, 600 miles away. May I ask you why you are so far away at this moment with the election coming up? What are you doing in Alabama?
I had a previous commitment to keep. Unlike my opponent, I keep my word, and so I'm here in Alabama keeping a word I gave before I got into the race.
But you have an awful lot to do here in the next 8 weeks. Is that maybe not the best use of your time?
Actually, I have a lot less. I have a lot less than you think. I mean, I realize you all pay attention to what I don't say and have never said, and don't pay attention to the fact that the Democrats, by a corrupt maneuver, actually attempted to remove my name from the ballot, giving a vote of no confidence to their own candidate. They don't think this guy can win, and so they tried to preempt the choice of the people with a corrupt maneuver that would have eliminated the possibility of choice. They obviously aren't feeling confident about his prospects, and as he backed away from the promise of debates he had made to the people of Illinois, he doesn't feel confident about himself.
Mr.
That's
Keyes,
the major story that's going on right now.
All right, but if I may say, sir, that could appear to be a red herring. That was a moment's decision by the leader of the Democrats on the Board of Elections, who wasn't really very serious about it. The party didn't take it very seriously. That is, attempts to keep you off the ballot.
I find it fascinating, sir. Walter, excuse me, Walter. I find it fascinating that you are there giving a corrupt explanation for a corrupt maneuver. Do you work for their campaign or for the news media?
No, sir.
I think this is fascinating. But it is not your job to provide flimsy justifications for the kind of tactics that are being employed to corrupt the integrity of this electoral process.
Mr. Keyes?
And the fact that the Democrats would try by a corrupt maneuver to preempt the election, to steal it, basically, tells me what I already know, that they know that once Barack Obama's radicalism, his willingness to tolerate infanticide, his desire, in fact, to assault the underlying liberties, the Second Amendment rights, and other rights of the people of the state of Illinois are cleared, they're going to reject him. And as a result, they know the only way they can win this election is to steal it.
But even Barack Obama has said, sir, that that was a silly thing, those were his words, to do, to file a complaint about you being on the ballot. He didn't take it seriously. The rest of us aren't taking it seriously. Are you really taking it?
Well, meaning no offense, when you take a corrupt maneuver and it turns out to be a major blunder, I'm not surprised you run away from it as fast as possible. But the people of Illinois were watching, and the Democrats cannot escape the truth. They took a step. What did they think, that we were just going to fold over? No, we stood our ground, which I think they did not expect. But when we stood our ground, it was revealed to the whole state that the Democrats, by a corrupt maneuver, have attempted to undermine the integrity of this electoral process because they know that Barack Obama stands so far to the left of the people of Illinois that when the truth is out, he can't possibly win.
All right, sir, let's move on, if you will. You created quite a storm this week saying that citizens of Illinois ought to own and carry machine guns. That drew a rebuke from
That's a lie. I'm sorry. That's an out-and-out lie. Walter, that's an out-and-out lie. I never spoke those words. And a question was asked me about whether or not citizens should be permitted. All I pointed out is that under existing law, private citizens can already gain access to automatic weapons. I never said anything such as you just said. Show me the words. Give me the quote. You know that it doesn't exist. When are you guys going to stop telling lies and distortions to the people of Illinois? I never said anything like you just quoted.
You just...
Give me the quote. Show it on the screen. You don't have it because it doesn't exist.
Mr. Keyes, excuse me, but you just said fewer than 20 seconds ago that you think it is legal and all right for Illinoisans and others to carry...
No, I made a statement of fact, Walter. But Walter, I made a statement of fact. In the article that was reported in the newspaper, the reporter went to talk to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and was told that, yes, there are regulations and regulatory requirements, but private citizens under present and existing laws have the right to access to automatic weapons. I simply stated that fact as it was then reported as a fact in the media, and you are distorting and misrepresenting what I said as if I advocated something. I simply described the existing situation. Why are you doing the work of the Democrats here in trying to distort my statements?
No, excuse me, sir.
I thought you were a member of the media.
It is not. It's not.
Are you a member of the media, or are you working for the other campaign?
No, I am clearly a member of the media.
I just want to know what I'm dealing with. That's all.
It is not my job.
Well, then why don't you get your facts straight, Walter? Show me the quote you're talking about.
Senator, Mr. Keyes, why are
Show
you
it to me anywhere. I never spoke these words.
Why are you being so hostile this morning?
Why am
I'm just trying to ask you a question.
You have presented this morning in your teas and in your present statements, you presented a misrepresentation, a distortion that was then presented to the people of Illinois as if it were truth. And I just want to know who you're working for and why you would do that.
All right, sir, let me answer your question. I am working for Fox News Chicago. I'm a political reporter. I have been following your campaign. Just a minute ago, you said that it is okay for people to carry machine guns. Let me finish. And that it is perfectly legal.
There you go again,
but, sir,
Walter.
let me finish. Please, I've let you speak, and I don't want to argue with you. I'm not your opponent in this campaign. But the laws of Illinois specifically prohibit the use and carrying of machine guns and other automated weapons. And you keep saying it's perfectly legal, and I've looked at the law this morning, and it is not legal.
Said, Walter. The question that I was asked, Walter, is whether or not citizens should have access to such weapons. And all I pointed out is that under existing laws, yes, there are regulations and requirements that have to be satisfied, but citizens do have access. You are presenting it as if I made some statement of opinion, some statement about this or that. And that, sir, is a distortion. And I want to know why it is that you have gone out of your way to ascribe to me an opinion that you can't back up when all I did was state a fact.
All right. Mr. Keyes, I understand your problems with the media. Maybe in the next couple of weeks we can sit down and talk about the complaints specifically that you have about the media, and I could try to answer some of your questions, and we can come to an understanding about this, which is really secondary in importance to the campaign. But I thank you very much for being with us this morning, and we'll get back to you again, if you don't mind. Okay? Coming up, the top stories in the news this morning. 2 men are arrested for plotting to blow up a New York City